These dumb laws are hilarious. I didn't expect them to take as many of the YouTube videos that are out there, but I'm going to keep going, keep splitting them up into 30-minute groups. Again, find your state. If I missed some, let me know. Maybe we'll add them to more videos in the future that I get going. This one is the third one in a row, and we're only to Maryland. So we've got dumb laws in the state of Maryland. First of all, oral sex cannot be given or received anywhere. Thistles may not be grown in one's yard. And then we have the city laws in Maryland. We'll start with Baltimore. No person who is a tramp or a vagrant shall loiter in any park at any time. It is a violation of city code to sell chicks or ducklings to a minor within 1 week of the Easter holiday. In Baltimore, it's also illegal to throw bales of hay from a second-story window within the city limits. It's also illegal to take a lion to the movies. Wonder when that became a problem. It is also illegal to park on the public streets with a sleeveless shirt. It's also illegal to spit on the sidewalks, but it is legal to spit on the roadway. In Baltimore, you may not curse within city limits. In Cumberland, Maryland, it is illegal to use profane language on a playground. It is also illegal to knock stones into a public park. In Rockville, Maryland, you may not swear while on the highway. Also in Rockville, Maryland, it is illegal to remove a public building by writing on it. It is also citizens may not swim in the public fountains within the city limits in Rockville, Maryland. Now in Massachusetts, candy may not contain more than 1% alcohol. It is also illegal to give beer to hospital patients in Massachusetts. Shooting ranges may not set up targets that resemble human beings in Massachusetts. Taxi drivers are prohibited from making love in the front seats of their taxi during their shifts. Also in Massachusetts, liquor stores can only open on Sundays if they are in Berkshire, Essex, Franklin, Middlesex, or Worcestershire counties and are within 10 miles of the Vermont or New Hampshire borders. Also, all men must carry their rifle with them to church on Sundays. Also, in some parts of the state, it is illegal for alcoholic drink specials. Also, hunting on Sundays in Massachusetts is prohibited. Public boxing matches are outlawed. It is also illegal to go to bed without first having a full bath in Massachusetts. A woman cannot be on top in any sexual activities in Massachusetts. No gorilla is allowed in the back seat of your car in Massachusetts. Tattoo and body piercing was illegal, but has now been repealed in 2000. Children may smoke in Massachusetts, but they may not purchase the cigarettes. At a wake, mourners may eat no more than 3 sandwiches. Tomatoes may not be used in the production of clam chowder. Snoring is prohibited unless all bedroom windows are closed and then securely locked. Also in Massachusetts, Quakers and witches are banned from the state. Also, an old ordinance declares goatees illegal unless you first pay a special license fee for the privilege of wearing one in public. I might be in trouble. Also, bullets may not be used as currency in the state of Massachusetts. Now we're going to go ahead and go to, looks like, a couple of the cities. In Boston, Massachusetts, no one may cross the Boston Common without carrying a shotgun in case of bears. Anyone may let their sheep and cows graze in the public gardens and commons at any time except for on Sundays. It's also illegal to eat peanuts in church in Boston, Massachusetts. Also, an old law prohibits the taking of baths on Sunday in Boston. Duels to the death are permitted on the common on Sundays, provided that the governor is present. Women may not wear heels over 3 inches in length while on the common in Boston, Massachusetts. No one may take a bath without a prescription in Boston, Massachusetts. It is also illegal for any citizen to own more than 3 dogs. It's also illegal to play the fiddle in Boston. And 2 people may not kiss in front of a church in Boston. No more than 2 baths may be taken within the confines of the city in Boston. Now we're going to go to Burlington, Massachusetts. You may not walk around with a drink in Boston, Massachusetts. Doesn't specify alcoholic or non. In Cambridge, Massachusetts, it costs $50 extra for a permit for hurling, soccer, or Gaelic football games in a public park on Sunday. In Concord, Massachusetts, one may not sell or distribute bottled water. In, I think this is Hingham, Massachusetts, you may not have colored lights on your house if it can be seen from Main Street. You also, if you live on Main Street and want to paint your house, the colors must first be approved by the Historical Society in Hingham, Massachusetts. In Hopkinton, Massachusetts, though horses and cows are allowed in the commons, dogs are not. In Long Meadow, Massachusetts, it is illegal for 2 men to carry a bathtubs across the town green. In Marlborough, Massachusetts, it is illegal for any citizen to own more than 2 dogs. It's also illegal to buy, sell, or possess a squirt gun. Also in Marlborough, Massachusetts, silly string is illegal. You also may not detonate a nuclear device within the city limits of Marlborough, Massachusetts. In Milford, Massachusetts, peeping in the window of automobiles is prohibited. In Nahant, Massachusetts, sleds may not be coasted down streets. It is also illegal to excavate any city street. In Newton, Massachusetts, all families must be given a hog from the town's mayor. In North Andover, Massachusetts, all ordinance prohibits the use of space guns. In Warburn, Massachusetts, in bars, it is illegal to walk around with a beer in your hand. Now we'll go ahead and we'll move on to the next state. Looks like the next state in our alphabetical order is Michigan. It is illegal to be drunk on a train. It is also illegal to kill a dog using a decompression chamber. Adultery is legal, but can only be punished by a complaint of the affected husband or wife. No man may seduce or corrupt an unmarried girl, or else he risks 5 years in prison. The last Sunday in June of every year was named Log Cabin Day. Cars may not be sold on Sunday. You may not swear in front of women and children. This has, however, been repealed in 2002. Any person over the age of 12 may have a license for a handgun as long as he or she has not been convicted of a felony. A woman who isn't allowed to cut her own hair without first obtaining her husband's permission. There is also a 3-cent bounty for each starling and a 10-cent bounty for each crow killed in any village, township, or city within the state of Michigan. However, this was repealed back in 2006. I see it is also legal for a robber to file a lawsuit if he or she gets hurt in your house in Michigan. Now, let's see the city laws of Michigan. In Clawson, Michigan, there is a law that makes it legal for a farmer to sleep with his pigs, cows, horses, goats, and chickens. In Detroit, putt-putt golf courses must close by 1 a.m. Also, security guards at Joe Louis Arena must confiscate any item they feel might be thrown on the ice. It is also illegal to let your pig run free in Detroit unless it has a ring in its nose. Couples are also banned from making love in an automobile unless the act takes place while the vehicle is parked on the couple's own property. It's also illegal in Detroit, Michigan, to willfully destroy your old radio. It is also illegal for a man to scowl at his wife on Sunday in Detroit. In Grand Haven, Michigan, no person shall throw an abandoned hoop skirt into a street or sidewalk under penalty of a $5 fine for each offense. In Harper Woods, Michigan, it is illegal to paint sparrows and sell them as parakeets. That must be a big problem. In Kalamazoo, it is illegal to serenade your girlfriend. In Rochester, Michigan, all bathing suits must be inspected first by the head of police. In Sioux, Michigan, smoking while in bed is illegal. In Wayland, Michigan, anyone can keep their cow on Main Street downtown at a cost of 3 cents per day. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to, looks like dumb laws in Minnesota is our next alphabetical order. Let's see. Mosquitoes, by law, are declared a public nuisance. It is also illegal to stand around any building without a good reason to be there. All men wearing motorcycles in Minnesota must wear shirts. Citizens may not enter Wisconsin with a chicken on their head. Oral sex is also prohibited in Minnesota. All bathtubs must have feet. A person may not cross state lines with a duck atop his head. It is illegal to sleep naked in Minnesota. Now we'll go ahead and get some of the city laws in Minnesota. In Cottage Grove, Minnesota, airplanes may not land in city parks. Residents of even number addresses may not water their plants on odd number days, excluding the 31st day where it applies. In Hibbing, Minnesota, It shall be the duty of any policeman or any officer to enforce the provisions that if any cat is found running at large, or which is found on the street, alley, or public place, it shall be the duty of the policeman or officer of the city to kill the animal. In Minneapolis, Minnesota, people are forbidden from walking in or down alleys. Red cars may not be driven on Lake Street. In Minnetonka, Minnesota, driving a truck with dirty tires is considered a public nuisance. Placing tacks on a sidewalk is also considered a public nuisance. Any person who persuades another to enter a massage therapist's business after 11 p.m. is guilty of a misdemeanor in Minnetonka, Minnesota. Say that one 5 times fast. Also, in looks like St. Cloud, Minnesota, hamburgers may not be eaten on Sundays. Now we're going to go ahead and go to the next state in our alphabetical line. That's going to be Mississippi. Mississippi, they have an anti-Bloomberg bill. Now, if you know who Mayor Bloomberg was, he's the one that put all these nutrition laws in. So essentially in Mississippi, there is a law that restricts towns and counties from regulating what goes on nutrition labeling. It is also illegal to teach others what polygamy is. Also, a man may not seduce a woman by lying and claiming that he will marry her. You can also be fined up to $100 for using profane language in public places in Mississippi. Excuse me. Also, private citizens may personally arrest any person that disturbs a church service. Also, if there is one parent to two legitimate children, that person will go to jail for at least 1 month. Also, no one may bribe any athlete to rig a game, match, or tournament in Mississippi. Cattle rustling is punishable by hanging in Mississippi. Horses are not to be housed within 50 feet of any road in Mississippi. Adultery or fornication, which includes living together while not married or having sex with someone that is not your spouse, results in a fine of $500 and 6 months in prison. Vagrancy is punishable by either 30 days in prison or a $250 fine. Unnatural intercourse, if both parties voluntarily participate, results in a maximum sentence of 10 years and $10,000. It is illegal for a male to be sexually aroused in public in the state of Mississippi. Now also, here's the city laws in Mississippi. In Ridgeland, Mississippi, it is unlawful for anyone to have sex while in public. Exterior burglar bars, which are viewable from the street, are illegal. In Tylertown, Mississippi, it is unlawful to shave in the center of Main Street. Now we'll go ahead and go to the next letter in our travel down the states. It's Missouri. In Missouri, it is illegal to have oral sex. Single men between the ages of 21 and 50 must pay an annual tax of $1. This was put into effect back in 1820. There's also a law written in the books in Missouri that makes it illegal to speed, which I thought it already was. But anyway, we're moving on then to city laws in Missouri. In Buckner, Missouri, yard waste may be burned on any day except for Sunday. In Columbia, Missouri, you cannot have an antenna exposed outside of your house, yet you can have a 25-foot satellite dish. Though clotheslines are also banned, clotheslines may be draped upon your fence. You also may not drink in a bar between 2 and 6 a.m. Also in Kansas City, Missouri, minors are not allowed to purchase cap pistols. However, they may buy shotguns freely. In Kansas, Missouri, it's also installation of bathtubs with forelegs resembling animal paws is prohibited. In Marceline, Missouri, minors can buy rolling paper and tobacco, but they cannot buy lighters. In Marquette, Missouri, it is illegal for more than 4 unrelated persons to occupy the same dwelling. This is called the brothel law. In Mole, Missouri, frightening a baby is a violation of the law. In Nats, Missouri, it shall be unlawful to provide beer or intoxicants to elephants. In Purdy, Missouri, dancing is strictly prohibited. In St. Louis, Missouri, it is illegal to sit on the curb of any city street and drink beer from a bucket. Also, it is a milkman may not run while he is on duty. In University City, Missouri, 4 women may not rent an apartment together. It is also illegal to request for someone to watch over your parked car. One may not honk another person's car horn within city. Also, no one may own PVC pipe within the city limits. Also in University City, Missouri, no person may have a yard sale sign in their front yard. Also, houses may not have lights on them that shine into a window of a neighbor's house. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to, looks like Montana. Prostitution is considered a crime against the family in the state of Montana. One may not pretend to abuse an animal in the presence of a minor in Montana. It is illegal to have a sheep in the cab of your truck without a chaperone in Montana. That's kind of scary. It is a felony for a wife to open her husband's mail in Montana. It is a misdemeanor to show movies that depict acts of felonious crimes. Also in Montana, it is illegal for married women to go fishing alone on Sundays, and illegal for unmarried women to fish alone at all. It is also illegal for a man and a woman to have sex in any other position than the missionary style. Also, 7 or more Indians are considered a raiding or war party, and it is legal to shoot them. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the city laws in Montana. First, what we're going to do is we're going to start in Billings, Montana. No person shall raise pet rats in Billings, Montana. It is illegal to use speed dial on the city phone system in Montana. Persons in possession of a pea shooter risk it being confiscated by the police in Billings, Montana. It is also illegal to bring a bomb or a rocket at city council proceedings. Bands who play in clubs where alcohol is served may not leave the stage while performing. In Excelsior Springs, Montana, hard objects may not be thrown by your hand. Worrying squirrels will not be tolerated in Excelsior Springs, Montana. Balls may not be thrown within the city limits. Also in Helena, Montana, it is illegal to annoy passers-by on sidewalks with a revolving water sprinkler. Also in Helena, Montana, the game of FOLF, F-O-L-F, may not be played at night. I think that's supposed to be golf, but I wrote down the law as I saw it on the website. Also in Helena, Montana, no item may be thrown across a street. In Kalispell, Montana, all pool tables must be able to be viewed from the street outside a billiard hall while they are located. In Salisbury, Montana, pop bottles are not to be thrown on the ground. In Whitehall, Montana, it is illegal to operate a vehicle with ice picks attached to the wheels. Looks like the next one we got here is dumb laws in Nebraska. So in Nebraska, drivers on mountains should drive with caution near the right-hand edge of the highway. I don't know of any mountains that are in Nebraska, but anyway, that's a law in the book. Persons with gonorrhea may not marry in Nebraska. It is also illegal to fly a plane while drunk in Nebraska. It is illegal for a mother to give her daughter a perm without a state license. Also, if a child burps during church, his parent may be arrested. It is also illegal to go whale fishing in Nebraska. Wait a minute. Anyway, it is illegal for bar owners to sell beer unless they are simultaneously brewing a kettle of soup within the state of Alaska. Now we go to city laws in the state of Nebraska. Looks like in Lay, Nebraska, donut holes may not be sold. In Omaha, Nebraska, sneezing or burping is illegal during a church service. Also, a man is not allowed to run around with a shaved chest in Omaha, Nebraska. In Waterloo, Nebraska, barbers are forbidden from eating onions between 7 a.m. I didn't catch the rest. Sorry about that, guys. Looks like that's the last of this group. We're going to go ahead and start on Nevada for the next group. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for the rest of the dumb laws.